You guys, lock the door, kill the lights, turn your phone face down on the couch, because this one is about to bend your brain in half. Cardi B has officially snapped on Stefon Diggs. I'm talking phone scrolling, screenshot taking. Who the hell is this woman in your inbox type of snapped? The rumor that detonated across every timeline in the last 48 hours is wild. It is dirty, it is messy, and the part nobody else is showing you is the part that's about to keep you up tonight. Because this is not just a cheating story. This is not just a Cardi caught somebody story. This is something deeper, something older, something that's been brewing in the background since the second she said yes to that man at the Knicks game. And after I show you what I've been digging up, you are going to look at every single soft launch she has ever posted in a completely different way. So sit down, tighten up, because I am about to walk you through this thing receipt by receipt, screenshot by screenshot, and by the end of this video you are going to know exactly what happened, who was in those messages, and why the timing of all of it is suspicious as hell. Now before we get into it, let me say this directly to the camera because I know how the comments get. I am not here to drag anybody. I'm not here to dance on a woman's relationship. I genuinely like Cardi. I have rocked with Cardi since Bodak Yellow. Since the reality TV days, since before the Grammys, before the babies, before any of it. And Stefon, listen, the man is one of the most talented wide receivers walking this planet. That is not up for debate. But what I am here to do is what I always do on this channel. I'm going to pull up the receipts, line them up next to each other, and let you guys judge with your own eyes. Because the streets are saying one thing, the blogs are saying another, and Cardi's own posts are saying a third thing, and somewhere in the middle of those three stories is the truth. Buckle in. Actually, scratch that. I'm not allowed to say buckle in. Just stay locked. Stay locked because we are going deep. For the people in the back who have been off the internet and need a quick catch-up, here is the timeline so you understand the weight of what's happening. Cardi and Offset, as we all know, had a relationship that read like a soap opera with a writer's room full of chaos demons. Multiple breakups, multiple babies, a divorce filing that turned into a reconciliation that turned into another divorce filing that turned into a custody whisper that turned into a Twitter space at 3 in the morning. Eventually Cardi said enough. She walked. She filed. She meant it that time. And right when the dust started to settle, who shows up courtside? Stefon Diggs. New England Patriots wide receiver, 6 foot, gold chain, smile that could sell a Pepsi commercial, sitting next to Cardi like the universe handed him a coupon. Soft launches started. Hard launches followed. Pregnancy rumors swirled. By the time the world caught up, Cardi was announcing she was carrying his baby. And for a minute, for one beautiful photogenic magazine cover minute, the internet collectively decided this was her main character era. Her healing arc. Her soft life plot twist. And then the rumor dropped. The rumor that started circulating this week is the kind of rumor that doesn't whisper, it kicks the door in. According to the chatter that's been making laps across X, TikTok, Threads, and every group chat that has ever spelled 2 with 3 E's, Cardi was at Stefon's place when his phone went off. A text. Or a DM. Or a notification on one of those apps that shall not be named because we all know which ones we're talking about. And whatever popped up on that screen, the story goes, was suspicious enough that Cardi did what Cardi does best, which is investigate. She picked up that phone. She scrolled. And what she allegedly found, according to the streets, was not just one message. It was a conversation. A back and forth. A good morning beautiful energy with a woman who is not the mother of his unborn child. And that, my friends, is when the building reportedly caught fire. Now here's where every other video on this case is going to stop. They're going to tell you, Cardi caught him, Cardi snapped. Here are the screenshots, like and subscribe. And that's fine, that's surface level coverage that gets clicks. But I want to take you somewhere none of these other channels are going, because I have been sitting with this story for 3 days and there is a pattern hiding in plain sight that nobody is connecting. I'm calling it the mirror pattern. And once I show it to you, you cannot unsee it. Because what is happening with Cardi and Stefon right now is not a brand new story. It is a remix. It is a redo. It is the exact same emotional choreography that played out the first time around, just with a different man wearing a different jersey. And the woman in the middle is being looped through it again like a record skipping. Stay with me. I'm going to lay it out beat by beat. Beat 1. The soft launch. Go back, scroll Cardi's timeline, look at how she introduced Offset to the world versus how she introduced Stefon. Same energy. Same playful tease. Same. I'm not telling you who he is, but you already know smirk. The branding was identical. Almost like a marketing template was rolled out twice. Beat 2. The hard launch. Public appearance, the big reveal, the matching outfits, the courtside cameos, the Instagram dumps. Beat 3. The I am soft now era. Both relationships had a phase where Cardi posted reflective captions about peace, about being chosen correctly, about her energy finally being matched. And in both cases, that phase lasted roughly the same number of weeks before the cracks started showing. And beat 4, the one we are sitting inside of right now, is the betrayal beat. The phone check beat. The I caught you beat. The exact same beat that broke the Offset chapter is being played again, in the same key with a different drummer. That is the mirror pattern. And once you see it, the question stops being did he cheat, and becomes what does Cardi do differently this time? Now that she has already lived through this once? That is the question this whole video is really about. Hold on to it. We are coming back to it. Alright, back to the alleged incident. Let me walk you through what the streets are claiming actually happened in that room, and I want you to picture it like a scene from a movie because honestly that's how it's being told. The setup. Cardi is over at Stefon's. It's late. He's relaxed, she's relaxed, the lights are low, maybe there's music playing, maybe there's a candle burning, the vibe is allegedly very much. This is my person, this is my safety. And then his phone lights up. A simple notification. Nothing dramatic. Just a buzz on the nightstand. But the name that flashes on that screen, according to the rumor, is not a teammate. It's not a manager. It's not his mama. It's a woman. A woman whose name Cardi does not recognize. And in that exact moment, every red flag Cardi has ever ignored in her life starts vibrating like a tuning fork. Because she's been here before. She knows this energy. She knows what an innocent notification looks like and she knows what a guilty one looks like, and this one had teeth. So what did she do? Allegedly, she didn't flip out right away. She didn't scream. She didn't throw anything. She did something way scarier. She got quiet. Cardi B getting quiet is a horror movie scene. Anybody who has ever watched her interviews knows that the loud Cardi is the safe Cardi. The joking Cardi is the safe Cardi. It's the calm Cardi you have to worry about. According to the chatter, she waited until he went into the bathroom, picked up that phone and scrolled. And the scroll the streets say was a long one. Days deep. Maybe weeks deep. And every swipe, the picture allegedly got worse. Pet names. Inside jokes. Timestamps that lined up with nights she thought he was with her. Photos that should not have been in that thread. The kind of stuff that doesn't just feel like cheating, it feels like a whole second life running in the background. And when he walked out of that bathroom, allegedly the explosion finally arrived. I'm told there was yelling. I'm told there was crying. I'm told the phone became airborne at one point, which listen is the most Cardi B detail in this entire story. Because if she's throwing the phone, it's serious. If she's throwing the phone with her belly out, with his baby inside of her, it is biblical. The neighbors allegedly heard it. The security allegedly heard it. And by the time the sun came up, Cardi was gone. Not gone like she went home. Gone like she left and made sure he saw the bags. Gone like she changed a password before she even hit the elevator. Gone like a woman who has been here before and refuses to do another full season of this show. Now the question everybody is asking in the comments, in the group chats, in the YouTube live rooms is the same one. Who is she? Who is the mystery woman? And let me tell you what I know, what I think I know, and what I absolutely do not know, in that order. What I know is that a name has been bouncing around the internet in the last 36 hours, and I am intentionally not saying it out loud on this channel because I am not putting another woman's safety on the line over an unverified rumor. We saw what happened the last time a name got thrown into one of these blogs without proof. The woman got harassed for months, her family got dragged in, her job got involved, and she had absolutely nothing to do with anything. So I'm going to be responsible here. What I think I know is that whoever this person is, she is allegedly connected to the Patriots' wider social orbit. Not a teammate's wife, not somebody famous, just a person whose face has reportedly shown up in the background of Stefon's content one too many times for it to feel like a coincidence. What I absolutely do not know is whether any of that is true. So treat it like spice, not like a meal. Now I see y'all in the comments already typing, but Tisa, where are the screenshots? Listen. The screenshots that have been floating around are blurry. They are conveniently cropped, and 3 of them I have already traced back to a fan-edit account that was caught photoshopping a different rapper's text 2 months ago. So when I say the streets are saying, what I mean is the streets are saying. I am not standing here pretending I have a forensic copy of his iCloud. I'm telling you what's circulating, I'm telling you what the body language between them has looked like at recent public events, and I'm telling you what people in their actual circle have started whispering. Take all of it with a grain of salt the size of your fist. But also, don't pretend like the smoke isn't there, because there is smoke. A whole campfire's worth. Speaking of body language, let me put you on something. Pull up the last 3 public appearances of Cardi and Stefon together. The dinner outing in Miami. The courtside game. The award show after-party cameo. Watch the footage with the sound off. Just watch their bodies. The Miami dinner, his hand is on the small of her back. She is leaning into him. They are matching each other's posture. The energy is in sync. 2 weeks later, courtside, he is leaning forward, she is leaning back. He is talking to the man on his right more than he is talking to her. She is on her phone. The award show, it gets worse. She walks one step ahead of him on the carpet. He does not place a hand on her belly for a single photo, which, if you have ever watched a man with a pregnant fiancée at a public event, is a tell so loud it might as well have its own ring light. Something shifted. Between Miami and that carpet, something happened in private, and the cameras caught the residue of it without anyone saying a word. Here's where I have to slow down and put my big sister hat on for a second, because I think there is a version of this story that everybody is missing, and it has nothing to do with screenshots. Cardi B is a woman who built her entire public identity on transparency. Whether you love her or hate her, you have to admit she does not pretend. She cries on Instagram Live. She fights back on Twitter. She admits to being insecure, to being jealous, to being unsure, to being human in a way that most celebrities are physically allergic to. So when a woman like that goes silent, and she has been notably quieter on socials in the last week, you noticed it too, I know you did, that silence is data. That silence is the loudest thing she could be saying. Because Cardi quiet means Cardi is thinking. Cardi thinking means Cardi is planning. And Cardi planning, my friends, has historically ended with a song, a statement, or a courtroom. Now let's pour one out for the elephant in the room. Offset. Because you cannot have this conversation without saying his name. Offset and Cardi's whole dynamic was an entire genre of internet entertainment for the better part of a decade. The cheating allegations, the apology billboard, the reconciliation, the please be moment, the matching tattoos, the babies, the songs about each other, the fights about each other, the songs about the fights about each other. It was a feedback loop. And Cardi went on record more than once saying she was done with that cycle. She said she wanted peace. She said she wanted to be picked first. She said she wanted a man who would not embarrass her. And the entire reason the Stefon relationship felt so different was because, on paper, he was the answer to every complaint she had ever publicly aired. He was younger than Offset by only a hair, but he carried himself differently. He had a cleaner public record. He had not been in a viral cheating scandal. He had the football money, the football body, the football fan base. He looked on paper like the upgrade. And that is exactly why, if these rumors are true, this stings 10 times worse than the Offset stuff ever did. Because the upgrade was supposed to be different. The upgrade was supposed to be the lesson. The upgrade was not supposed to be Offset 2 Electric Boogaloo. And before you type it, yes, I see you in the comments saying men are men. I see you. I hear you. I'm not going to argue with you, but I am going to point something out that I think is important. The men are men argument removes accountability from individual men and pretends bad behavior is a weather pattern. It is not. Stefon Diggs, if he did what the streets are saying he did, made a series of conscious choices. He chose to start a conversation with another woman. He chose to keep it going. He chose to do it while his fiancée was pregnant. He chose to leave his phone where she could find it, which honestly is the dumbest part of this whole thing, because if you are going to do dirt, at least do it on an encrypted app with a fake contact name, my god. So no, I am not letting him slide under the umbrella of that's just what men do. Because plenty of men do not do that. Plenty of men have phones with absolutely nothing on them but their mama, their barber and DoorDash. Be one of those men. And then there's the baby. Because I do not want us to forget that in the middle of all of this drama, this internet wildfire, this comment section coliseum we are all sitting in, there is a real woman carrying a real child, and she is reading every single one of these takes. Every meme. Every I knew it. Every she should have stayed with Offset. Every she should have known better. Every joke about her belly. Every joke about her hairline. Every joke about her makeup at the last appearance. She is reading all of it. Pregnant. Hormonal. Heartbroken if the rumor is true. So when we talk about this, can we talk about it like a grown story about a grown woman with a grown problem, instead of like a meme generator that lost its mind? I'm asking. I'm not telling. I'm asking. Now let's talk about what Stefon has not done, because what people don't do tells you just as much as what they do. He has not posted a denial. He has not posted Cardi. He has not posted his unborn child. He has not posted a statement, a vague tweet, a cryptic Instagram story, nothing. His socials, for someone whose name is being shouted across every algorithm in America right now, are eerily calm. And before you say he's a private person, let me remind you that this is the same man who hard-launched the relationship on Instagram with a kiss photo less than a year ago. He's not private. He's strategic. There is a difference. Private people stay private. Strategic people go silent on purpose. And strategic silence almost always means a team is in a room somewhere drafting something. A statement. A photo op. A we worked it out video. A surprise public appearance designed to look spontaneous. Watch the next 48 hours. Something is coming. Bookmark this video and come back when it drops because you are going to want to compare what I'm telling you right now to what they roll out then. Cardi, on the other hand, has done something very Cardi. She has been almost quiet, but not completely. There was a single Instagram story posted and deleted within 20 minutes that fans managed to screenshot. It was a black background, just a black square, with 4 words on it. I see everything now. That's it. No punctuation, no emoji, no tag, no follow-up. Just that sentence hanging in the air like a knife. And the fans went feral, because in Cardi's communication style, that is a nuclear post. She does not do subtle. So when she does do subtle, it is louder than a press conference. I see everything now. Read that again. I see everything now. That is not the sentence of a woman who is confused. That is the sentence of a woman who just had something confirmed. Whatever happened in that room, in that phone, in that conversation, she got the answer she was looking for. And she made sure the world got a tiny, controlled, devastating sliver of it. I have one more layer for you, and this one I am holding loosely because the source is not airtight, but it is interesting enough to mention. Somebody who runs in the same publicist circles, not Cardi's people, not Stefon's people, but adjacent, has reportedly said that the mystery woman element of this story might not even be the biggest part of the bombshell. According to this person, the bigger issue is allegedly something Stefon said. Not did. Said. A comment. A throwaway sentence. Something dismissive he reportedly said about Cardi inside the messages, the kind of sentence a man says when he thinks no woman will ever see it. And that, the whisper goes, is the part that actually broke her. Because women can survive a lot of things. We can survive the kissing. We can survive the texting. We can survive the lying. What we cannot survive, what cracks the foundation, is finding out that the man we are giving our peace and our body to thinks of us as less than what we are. If that part of the rumor is true, and I want to stress, if then this is not a cheating story. This is a respect story. And respect stories end relationships way faster than cheating stories ever do. And speaking of details that don't add up, let's talk about the engagement ring for a second, because I have been studying that thing like it's a piece of evidence in a courtroom drama. The ring Stefon allegedly gave Cardi was a massive emerald cut, the kind of stone that costs more than most people's houses, and Cardi paraded that hand across every red carpet, every Instagram post, every airport selfie for months. And then, about 10 days ago, something interesting happened. Cardi posted a photo. Pregnant belly, glam makeup, gorgeous lighting. But her left hand was tucked behind her back. Not visible. The next post after that, a video of her at a studio session, her left hand was in her pocket. The post after that, gloves. Gloves, my friends. Indoor gloves. In a recording booth. Who wears gloves in a recording booth? I'll tell you who. A woman who is not ready to publicly remove an engagement ring, but is also not wearing it. That hand has been hiding for almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Which means whatever blew up between them did not just blow up yesterday. The fuse has been burning. We just didn't see the smoke until this week. Let me give you a little history lesson because this matters. Throughout pop culture history, there is an unspoken rulebook for how famous women handle public infidelity, and Cardi has read every page of it. Beyoncé did the lemonade route. Turn the pain into a body of work so undeniable that the man becomes a footnote in his own scandal. Rihanna did the disappearance route, vanish into Fenty, into Savage, into motherhood, until the man becomes a question on a trivia game. Chloe did the reality TV route, let the cameras roll, let the audience watch the heartbreak in real time, and turn vulnerability into a brand. Mariah did the elegance route, never address it directly, smile through the press, and let the public assemble the puzzle. And Cardi historically has done her own thing, which I'll call the chaos route, fight back loud, post the screenshots, drop the song, then circle back, then leave again, then come back, then nuke it from orbit. The chaos route is messy, but it is honest. And what I am watching for right now is whether Cardi sticks with the chaos route, which is what got her into the offset cycle in the first place, or whether she upgrades to one of the other playbooks. Because if she upgrades, if she goes lemonade, or if she goes Rihanna quiet, that means she has actually leveled up. And if she stays in the chaos lane, that means she is still in the same emotional gym, lifting the same emotional weight, and we are going to be having this exact same conversation 18 months from now with a different man. Let me tell you what is happening in the fan ecosystem right now. The Bardi gang has split into 3 factions. Faction 1, Protect Cardi, is mobilizing screenshots and building a case against Stefon. Faction 2, Wait It Out, is begging everybody to slow down. Faction 3, I Told You, never approved of the relationship from day one. The chaos is delicious. Now let me do something I rarely do on this channel, which is talk a little bit about how the celebrity PR machine actually works behind the scenes, because once you understand the playbook, you can predict the next move before it happens. When a major celebrity couple hits a crisis like this, the immediate next 48 hours are not random. They are choreographed. Step 1, the publicists for both sides get on a phone call. Not a text, a call. The goal of that call is damage assessment and message alignment. Are we denying it? Are we ignoring it? Are we leaking a counterstory? Step 2, somebody, usually the side with more to lose, plants a friendly story in a sympathetic outlet. Something like Cardi and Stefon are stronger than ever. Sources close to the couple say. That is not a leak. That is a placement. Step 3, a controlled photo opportunity. Pap walk. A dinner outing. A coordinated airport sighting. Step 4, if Step 3 works, the storm passes. If Step 3 does not work, escalation. A bigger photo op, a magazine cover, a joint Instagram post. And Step 5, the nuclear option, which is a sit-down interview where they address the rumors directly and set the record straight. We are currently somewhere around Step 1. The fact that we have not seen Step 2 yet, no friendly leak, no sources say they are fine story, is in itself a huge red flag. Because if everything was fine, the placement would already be out. The silence tells you the publicists could not agree on a story. And when publicists cannot agree on a story, it is usually because the truth is uglier than either side wants to admit. I want to also address something I keep seeing in the quote tweets, which is people saying Cardi should have seen this coming. Should have. Should have. Should have. That word is doing so much heavy lifting, it should be filing for workers' comp. Should have seen what coming exactly. He didn't have a public cheating scandal before her. He didn't have a baby mama drama dragging him through the blogs. He didn't have leaked DMs in his history. He showed up clean on paper. So when people say she should have known, what they really mean is she should have been psychic because nothing in his public record gave her a reason to assume the worst. And honestly, demanding that women be psychic before they fall in love is one of the most exhausting expectations our culture has ever invented. We tell women to be open, to be soft, to be trusting, and then the moment a man does what men sometimes do, we turn around and tell that same woman she should have known he was a snake. Pick a lane. And let's talk about the kids because I have not seen enough people talking about the kids. Cardi already has children with Offset. Those kids are now in the middle of a household that is once again becoming chaotic, with a new sibling on the way, and a new father figure who may or may not be a father figure 6 months from now. That is a lot for any child to process. Cardi has always been protective of her kids' privacy, and one of the things she has done well, even at her loudest, is keep their faces, their schools, their daily lives off the internet. So when this storm passes, whichever way it passes, watch how she handles the kids. Watch the energy of her posts when they are involved. Watch the way she chooses to introduce or not introduce the new baby to her older kids' world. That is the real story under the story. Not the cheating. Not the rumors. The family. Always the family. Okay, here is a small story to bring this home, because sometimes the best way to understand a celebrity scandal is to translate it into something normal. Imagine you are at work. You have a coworker, let's call her Jasmine. Jasmine has been with her boyfriend for a year. She comes in glowing every morning. She talks about him constantly. She brings cupcakes he made for the team. He is by all accounts the upgrade from her last boyfriend who was frankly trash. And then one morning Jasmine walks in. No glow. No cupcakes. She does not bring him up at all. You ask casually, hey, how is it going with him? And she gives you a tight smile and says, we are figuring it out. 3 weeks later, you notice her ring finger is bare under her cardigan. 2 weeks after that, the cubicle gossip starts. He cheated. He cheated with somebody from his gym. He cheated and she found the texts. Jasmine still has not said anything publicly at work. She is just quietly handling her business, doing her job, showing up, smiling at clients. And then one Friday afternoon, she walks past your desk wearing a brand new shade of lipstick, with her hair freshly done, dressed like she has somewhere to be after work. And you realize before she ever said a word, the relationship was over. Cardi B right now is Jasmine. Pay attention to the lipstick. Okay, before I get to the prediction, hit that like button if you are still with me because I know this one is dense, this one is layered, and I appreciate every single one of you who watches all the way through instead of skipping to the comments to argue with people who didn't watch. Y'all are the real ones. Drop a heart emoji in the chat if you have ever had to scroll a man's phone and instantly regret what you found, because I know I'm not the only one in here with that particular war wound. Solidarity. Now back to the case. Here is what I think is going to happen next. I am going to give you 4 possible paths and tell you which one I think is most likely, and then in 2 weeks when one of them comes true, I want you to come back to this video and leave a comment that says Tisa told me. Path 1. The cleanup. Stefon's team drops a soft denial through a friendly outlet, something like sources close to the couple deny any infidelity, followed by a staged public outing where they look happy, holding hands, and Cardi posts a heart emoji on his Instagram. This is the most boring path. The internet will eat it for a week and move on. I do not think this is what happens because Cardi has already telegraphed with that. I see everything now post that she is not in the mood to play pretend. Path 2. The song. Cardi drops a track. Not an album, not a project, a single track, dropped on a Friday at midnight with no warning. With one verse that lights the entire internet on fire and gets him stitched into every reaction video for the next 3 weeks. This is the path her career has trained her for. This is the path the algorithm is begging her to take. Path 3. The interview. Cardi sits down with somebody, could be Angie, could be Charlemagne if she's feeling vicious, could even be a long-form podcast, and she tells her side calmly the way she did during the Offset chapter with that signature mix of vulnerability and venom that nobody else in the game knows how to balance. This is the path I think has a high chance of happening because she has done it before and it worked. Path 4, and this is the dark horse, the surprise twist nobody is talking about. Cardi says nothing. Nothing at all. She has the baby. She quietly removes him from her bio. She quietly removes him from the will. She quietly removes him from her life. And we wake up 6 months from now to discover the entire breakup happened in silence while we were busy speculating. This is the path that scares me the most for him because public Cardi is survivable. Silent Cardi is not. And here is the part one really want you to sit with because it is bigger than Cardi and bigger than Stefon and bigger than this rumor cycle. Every single time a high-profile woman gets cheated on in public, the internet runs the same playbook. The jokes come first. Then the I told you so people. Then the side picking. Then the men ain't loyal tweets that get 1 million likes. Then the she should have known better think pieces. Then the leave him people fighting with the stand by your man people. Then a podcast bro chimes in. Then a different podcast bro disagrees with him for clout. And by the time the actual woman in the situation gets to say a single word for herself, the narrative is already cooked. She is fighting 15 rounds against a fight that started without her in the building. So when you go down to that comment section in a minute, and I know you're going to, I am asking you please to remember that there is a real human at the center of this who is going to read what you write. Write like she's reading. Because she probably is. And while you're thinking about that, think about this. The reason the mirror pattern matters is because it tells us something about the entire dating environment a woman like Cardi is operating in. She is not picking poorly. She is picking from a pool that has been polluted. Famous women in their 30s dating famous men are not picking from a normal dating pool. They are picking from a pool of men who have been told no less times in their adult lives than the average person hears in a single year. Men who have been handed access, applause, women, money, and forgiveness so consistently that the muscles required to behave have atrophied. That's not an excuse. That's a diagnosis. And until we start talking about that environment instead of dragging individual women for getting hurt in it, we are going to keep watching the same movie over and over again with different actors. Cardi is not the problem. Cardi is the canary in the coal mine. And the canary keeps fainting. Maybe it's time to admit the mine has a gas leak. Now let me answer some of the dumb questions I already know are going to be in my comments so we can save everybody time. Question 1. Tisa, why do you care about celebrity drama? It's not deep. Because, my love, the same dynamics that play out in celebrity relationships play out in regular relationships, just with more cameras. If you don't think you can learn something about your own life from watching how somebody else navigates theirs, you are not paying attention. Question 2. Tisa, isn't this just gossip? Sure. It's also media literacy. It's also relationship literacy. It's also a real-time case study in how women in the public eye are treated when they get hurt. So yes, it's gossip. And also it's not. Both things are true. Question 3. Tisa, you don't have proof. Correct. I do not have proof. I have not claimed to have proof. I have used the word allegedly approximately 100 times in this video. We are doing speculation as a craft. If you wanted CNN, you would not be on this channel. Question 4. Tisa, are you team Offset now? Absolutely not. Offset is not in this conversation. Offset is sitting at home eating popcorn like the rest of us. Do not drag that man back into this. He has his own arc. Pull back the camera for a second with me. Look at where Cardi is right now in her life. She is in the 3rd trimester of a pregnancy. She is releasing music. She is running a brand. She is parenting multiple children from a previous relationship. She is showing up to events. She is doing press. She is, by any reasonable measure, operating at a level that would break 99% of human beings. And on top of all of that, she is allegedly dealing with the gut punch of catching her fiancé in messages with another woman. If this rumor is true, the strength it is going to take her to walk through the next 6 months is not a kind of strength most people have ever had to summon. Whatever you think of her, give her that respect. She is carrying a weight that would flatten a lot of people. And she is still showing up. Still posting. Still functioning. Still in her own quiet way telling the world, I see everything now. That sentence is going to follow this story for years. Trust me, years from now, when somebody writes a documentary about this chapter of her life, that black square is going to be the opening shot. Alright, action items. Here is what I am watching for in the next 72 hours, and I want you to watch with me. First, watch Stefon's social media. If he posts anything, a meme, a quote, a workout video, a teammate's birthday, that is a deflection move and it tells us his team is trying to reset the narrative. Second, watch Cardi's followed list. If Stefon disappears from it, the relationship is functionally over, and the only thing left is the legal cleanup. Third, watch the Patriots' next press conference. If Stefon shows up smiling, joking, energy up, and gives a generic answer to any personal question, that's a coached response. If he is quiet, distracted, gives one-word answers, that is a man in trouble. Fourth, watch for any sudden charity announcement, foundation launch, or community appearance from either of them. That is the oldest play in the publicist's playbook. We have a problem. Let's do a soup kitchen photo op. If you see it, you'll know. Fifth, and this is the wild card, watch for any sudden new friend being seen with Cardi at a public event. A buddy, a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. Because in Cardi's universe, the first sign that a relationship is functionally over is when she starts showing up with her girls in matching fits, looking like she's having more fun than she has had all year. That is the breakup tell. That is the receipt that doesn't need a screenshot. I know. This video has been a journey. We have covered the rumor. We have covered the mirror pattern. We have covered the body language. We have covered the silent black square post. We have covered the whispered insider angle about something he allegedly said. We have covered the 4 prediction paths. We have covered the larger conversation about how women in the public eye get treated when their hearts get cracked open. And I'm proud of you for staying. Most people would have bounced 10 minutes in to go argue with somebody in a different video. You stayed. That means something to me. That means you actually care about more than just the headline. That means you want the texture. And that, my friends, is exactly the kind of audience this channel was built for. Now, one last thing before I let you go, because I would not be doing my job if I didn't drop one final breadcrumb. Somebody in my DMs, and I am not naming them, I am not even hinting, sent me a single timestamp from an Instagram live Cardi did about 3 weeks ago, before this whole thing blew up. In that live, somebody in the chat asked her a casual question. The question was, how are you and Stefon doing? And Cardi, who normally gushes about her partners when asked, paused for a full 3 seconds. Then she smiled the smile that women smile when they are smiling on the outside and screaming on the inside. And she said, we're figuring it out. Not we're great. Not I love him. Not he's my soulmate. We're figuring it out. 3 weeks ago. Which means if this rumor is real, she has been figuring it out for longer than the rest of us realized. The phone moment, if it happened, was not the discovery. It was the confirmation. She already knew. She just needed proof. That detail haunts me. And it should haunt you too. So here is where I leave you. I do not know how this ends. I have my guesses. You have your guesses. The streets have their guesses. And somewhere in a quiet house with the curtains drawn, a pregnant woman is sitting with her hands on her belly, deciding what kind of mother she wants to be, what kind of partner she wants to have, what kind of life she wants to walk her child into. That decision is hers. Not ours. Not the comments sections. Not the podcasts. Not the blogs. Hers. Whatever she decides, I hope it brings her peace. I hope it brings her clarity. And I hope more than anything that the next time she introduces a man to the internet, it is the last time she ever has to. If you made it all the way down here to the end, do me a favor. Hit that like button so the algorithm pushes this video to the people who need to see it. Drop a comment with what you think happens next because I read every single one and the best ones are going into the follow-up video. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are we doing here, friend? We have been together for like 30 minutes. Fix that. I'll see you in the next one. Stay messy. Stay safe. And remember, when a woman goes quiet, she is not done talking. She is done warning. Bye.